Hello and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Thursday, November 9th, 2017. I'm Alex Kalafi, joining you on this fine 30-degree New England November evening, 1 week after it was like 80 degrees, but I'm not complaining.
It's weird.
It's very weird. Is it Neil Ronahan, director of NintendoWorldReport.com? Is it as cold in New Jersey as it is in Boston?
It's getting there. I think it's supposed to be 19 degrees to start off tomorrow morning. My heat finally kicked on. So it means it's getting in the 60s here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's cold outside.
Word. And then Donald from Canada.
Where
Is
it
it
might be
always
the
cold?
coldest.
Actually, we're in the boat. We're just under 10 degrees right now. Then we're in the high 40s Fahrenheit.
Okay. That's probably comparable to what it's like in Jersey right now.
It's like summer for you, right?
We have 3,500 degree summers on occasion here. So
Yeah.
but I'm also right on the ocean.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Xenoblade 2 looks amazing.
Yeah, and it didn't like 3 weeks ago, and now I'm like, could this be the third game in the Odyssey Breath of the Wild trifecta?
Here's like I wanted to kind of get words out about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because like it took me a while to play through the first Xenoblade Chronicles and I really liked it. X really fell flat for me. But I don't know. I watched Game Explained put up like a 45-minute demo where they went to Nintendo or something along those lines in the past week, and it was just like an hour of the game. And like I just want to screw around in that world. I want to take it with me on the go and not have it look like Xenoblade looks like on the new 3DS. And I also kind of want to take a step back and realize that 2 years ago there was another one of these games that came out, and like. They really made this game fast.
Well, how long before the US release did Xenoblade Chronicles X come out?
What is it, 6 months?
8.
Okay.
April in Japan.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I guess 7 because like late April in Japan and early December here.
So maybe 2.5 years. I mean, localization people, they can probably swap around as needed, at least to some extent. But still, 2.5 years for a big JRPG.
I do think that probably chopping off a half year of this development is, I think with Xenoblade Chronicles X, localization did not start until the Japanese version was basically done, and I think with 2 it was more simultaneously.
Yeah, and also some of the engine work would have already been done for X, which they would have carried into Breath of the Wild, and now Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
I mean that's what one thing looking at more of this game kind of sticks out to me is that it's like, okay, yeah, this is the Zelda engine,
right? And I think it's very smart that they're doing the cross branding where you can get the Rex costume in Breath of the Wild, because beyond it just being you can get this Nintendo thing in this Nintendo game, it makes you think Breath of the Wild when you think of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is a very good comparison to make in your brain. We'll see if it actually holds any water.
I'm still, and I will always beat this drum, but I'm looking forward for the hopeful Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Chrono Cross like story beats.
So, what do you mean? So it sort of references very directly in one brief moment Xenoblade 1?
Well, I guess I've been making comments on Twitter about my desire for sequels to take Chrono Cross like twist. Maybe I should finally explain what the hell I mean by that. Chrono Trigger is, amazing game. I also completely love Chrono Cross. And there's that part of me that really likes it because they could have just made like a Chrono Trigger 2. Instead, they made this nonsense game that's like got similar themes and stories, has a surprisingly really deep and integral reference back to the previous game, but everybody hates it and it's ridiculous.
And
I like that because I like Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross really goes for like a kill your darlings kind of story turn near the end, and I really dig that. And I feel like Xenoblade Chronicles could have some really I guess at this point, Xenoblade Chronicles is what 5 years old since it came out in America. So spoiling, I don't want to spoil the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, but with how that game ends up, I feel like they could do some really cool, dumb things by referencing that game in subtle ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I hope that happens.
Donald, I'm guessing you continue to be very excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I'm very excited, especially after they showed more of the battle system in this, and that they've taken the Xenoblade Chronicles X Combat, which eventually did click for me, and worked in elements of Persona and Tales of Xillia, which are two of the better battle systems in JRPGs in the last 10 years.
I was thinking like Pokemon / JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but Persona might actually be a better one. I was kind of looking at in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they do kind of feel like JoJo stands, or at least the way they present them, where it's like, this is kind of a part of you, but it's not, but it is.
Am I going to have to watch JoJo at some point? Because I know the certain subreddits will not shut the bleep up about it.
JoJo is so good. It's you know how there's like 5 anime that like anyone who's vaguely nerdy can get into? Like JoJo is one of them.
I think we're quoting another one in the episode title.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine with the Japanese voice DLC, although I won't be downloading it because, well, I downloaded Doom today, but but did they really need to do the whole direct that way unless it was to like save money on production? Because then they could just do one video and do the same and do different voiceovers.
It was a very brief direct. Wasn't it only like 15 minutes or something?
It was 25 something in Japan.
But it cut off super...
Yeah, like what else was in the Japanese version that wasn't in the American version?
I don't recall hearing much of anything, honestly.
Did they just like take their time, talk slower?
Probably.
Yeah. More footage.
There
wasn't much gameplay footage in ours.
Yeah, but compared to what they compared to how they showed it in the direct back in September, which was just like utter nonsense and made everything make kind of no sense. Other than like, this is a complicated battle system. Have fun. Look, it's a really big world.
Where's Uncle Dragon?
Yeah. Here's your. Oh God, what's the name of that character? I forget. But he's like, that's me. That's also me. I bet you're wondering how I got here. But the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Direct, I thought they were a lot clearer in what the battle system is going to be, and I kind of like it because it seems to take the cool elements of both 1 and X and kind of fuses them into this weird, as we said, Persona-inspired, like, I guess, blade shifting mechanic.
Yeah. It still seems a little complicated, and it definitely seems more complicated than Xenoblade 1. And I would say that in addition to the character designs and maybe the goofy anime-ish story I've seen so far, like it's one of my few worries. But I think compared to the showing of that game that was at E3, this is leagues and leagues and leagues ahead.
Yeah, I mean it's weird thinking about with this Direct and how the past showings of this game kind of didn't really make me excited. And maybe because of the fact that it was a focused, 15-minute video, that it made me more excited than I have been before. And it's weird to think that this game will be out in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
4 weeks? No, 3.
Yeah. Oh, we should
3 weeks.
We should actually go over what the what the specific news was. Day 1 Japanese voice acting, which is good, kind of a standard, but it's nice to have. They did.
Yeah, I mean, like Donald said, I'm not gonna download it.
It's gonna be like 6 gigs probably, based on the. And well, Switch memory is tight as it is.
Yeah, but that's gonna be day 1. There is an expansion pass, which totally seems Breath of the Wild-esque, except a little more blown out. $29.99, stuff from December through the end of 2018.
So what
items in 2017?
So like what is it? So in December, what are we getting?
So December 2017 is support items for your journey. Then it's new quests for the main game in January 2018, which is probably going to be like stuff that's like either fetch quests or like special monsters that they don't have to record new VA for, that they can just like do
Yeah.
a text based. New rare blade in spring 2018, new challenge battle mode in summer 2018, and a brand new story and adventure in autumn 2018. DLC packs cannot be purchased individually, as is the case with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I mean and that's $30. I mean, it's hard for me to jump on a lot because, especially with so many games having the season passes for Nintendo, like Zelda was a no-brainer. Like I got my mileage out of the first half. I mean, definitely, probably not $10 worth of the mileage out of the first half, but I think the story section is the way more interesting part of the Zelda DLC, and that should be out maybe December now. I don't know for sure.
It'll be out by the end of 2017, so yeah, probably December.
Like there's some,
but for $30,
a couple weeks, the Zelda DLC, right?
What?
But did we mention the Zelda DLC, or did I miss that? Oh, I might be confused. I heard DLC by the end of the year.
As in the Zelda set, like not tied to Xenoblade 2.
Oh, well, you're talking about the Champion's Ballad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Champion's Ballad.
I heard some word on like the Japanese eShop that might be the end of this month. Was that?
I think also there was something in the eShop that said December.
Yeah, and like there was download cards that are for sale and that are going on sale in Japan on November 23rd, but they literally just give you the pass that you can get now. They don't give you. They don't reveal the content.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm a little hesitant to dive in with this DLC when I get the game. I guess maybe it might depend on like what that support package is, and I might just, like if that story DLC seems like it's going to be awesome, and I want to play some more Xenoblade, maybe I'll pick it up then. With Zelda, I'm a big enough fan of the series that I knew, like I was going in right away to get my stupid Switch shirt and get ready for story DLC and the Master Sword trials and everything. Like I look at Mario and Rabbids as another thing with DLC of a game that I enjoyed, but I mean, maybe if the story stuff that they add is pretty cool, I will pick it up then. But for now, I don't really want more challenge in that game.
I think
I need to finish it.
Yeah, same here. But for Xenoblade 2, I'm tempted to treat it like it's an expansion pack that comes with all this stuff that comes out next fall, basically. So it's sort of like Witcher Blood and Wine.
Yeah.
And if it's as
that's a pretty cool way to look at it, actually. And it doesn't, I guess it helps me make me not feel as weird that I'm like, I don't think I'm going to get her right away, but I might buy it in a year.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of stuff that's even outside of the Direct that's like sort of informing my excitement for this game too. The fact that like Breath of the Wild was as good as it was, and then Mario Odyssey was as good as it was, like both argue whatever this generation is, I kind of think it's part of the same generation as PS4, or if console generations, whatever. But if there's game of the generation shit, you're looking at like almost game 1 and 2 at like in some order, barring a couple other games that have come out on the other platforms. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it does look very good, but also Nintendo carefully planned these 3 titles to come out this year, which I think was it Koizumi who said that like very recently, or was it someone else?
I think there were some Koizumi interviews in the past month that, I think around Odyssey, talking about how this is a deliberate strategy.
But it's like these 3 games they're treating with a lot of weight. And it's on the Breath of the Wild engine, and I kind of fell for the cross-branding. Like, now I'm thinking of Breath of the Wild when I think about this game, and it's got the Pokemon shit. I really want this game, even though I wasn't super hot on Xenoblade Chronicles X.
As more time passes, I did not enjoy Xenoblade Chronicles X. The first one, I guess when it just comes down to it, I need a little more story in my RPG. And Xenoblade Chronicles X, I mean, the story wasn't okay. The story was presented very badly. I think there were cool things in that game, story-wise, but it just, the presentation was pitiful. Where Xenoblade Chronicles 1 at least like had a charm to it, and it seems like 2 might have that charm to it, even if I don't like the character art as much.
It'll have some of it. I don't. I think it's still gonna. I think it's gonna be an in between X and 1.
And that might be like that seems like a pretty good idea. You made like 2 RPGs that were on opposite extremes meet somewhere in the middle.
Xenoblade X. Now that I've played some more Odyssey, it kind of like they kind of do the Xenoblade. The Mario Odyssey actually has some Xenoblade X style storytelling, in that you have this end goal, but you can work your way to it. So maybe they'll refine that in a different way with Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
I will point. I'll point out just like seeing kind of how the moment-to-moment gameplay is. That Game Explained video that they showed off like 45 minutes to an hour of the game made me real excited because there's a lot of nice little UI improvements. Quests display nicer.
Yeah. I actually very much want to watch that. I didn't know that they got a new demo. It's not the actual beginning of the game, because I always hate those beginning of the game demos.
No, I mean, I think it's like, probably first
Early,
couple hours,
but still, like it's early, not
like
beginning.
level 10 or something.
Okay, that's fair. Word. If you're interested, Target.com is still listing the special edition of the game for $60. If you want that.
For a
Switch.
220-page art book alone is probably worth about 30. So maybe that's a good deal for you. I'm just going off of maybe I'm just thinking Canadian prices again.
That's in a game where the one thing people don't like about it is the art.
Let's put it this way: if that was either a full soundtrack instead of a sampler, or the season pass was included, I would still have my pre-order for it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna probably do what I've been doing with every new release that I get physically, which is pre-order it for store pickup at Best Buy the day before, because walking into a Best Buy trying to buy a new video game takes like, I don't know, a half an hour longer than it ever should, because at least the Best Buy by me does not stock their shelves. So I'm just there like asking, they're like, I'm not sure if this game's out yet. I'm like, it came out today, man. Just let me go. So I do store pickup, and I just walk in there, and I'm in and out.
Right.
I got a $50 pre-order Canadian on Xenoblade 2 at E3, so I'm riding that.
Yeah.
Although I may return trick that one.
Took me a while to get on the Best Buy Gamers Zone or Gamers Club thing. That's wonderful.
Yeah. It's
pretty good. I'm getting my Amiibo tomorrow. I'm getting my Doom tomorrow. All what is it? 15-20% off or whatever?
$40, $48. It's those games cost
20% off.
Yeah, so $12. Yeah. Yep. Anyways, that's Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think it's great that we're all excited about it. December 1st, it's very soon. The story of the Switch's first year has been, oh shit, that comes out really soon.
Yeah. And after some weirdness with Mario, that if you know, you know, if you don't know, then you don't know. But we'll have a review of Xenoblade 2 before it comes out. So more details on that in the coming weeks.
Very nice. I also want to add that I did get the Rex DLC in Breath of the Wild. It is a very basic side quest. I won't spoil it for anyone, even though I just Googled how to do it because I really just wanted the costume and didn't want to go on a wild goose chase for a couple hours. Breath of the Wild is still a really good video game. The costume is very basic. Can't upgrade it. All it does is let you swim fast. But
it seems like the outfit's very similar to the stuff from the first DLC pack in Zelda, like the Tingle outfit and stuff like that, where there's a quest to get it, you have to figure out where to go, and then you can't upgrade it at all.
Right, it's just mostly a for funsies kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
which I might do. I might because I lost my Zelda save file when my Switch died back in August. I'm out of the plateau, and I did 2 shrines. So maybe I'll go play through some of that game as Rex.
So the places where you need to go for that are gonna be kind of a pain for you because so you know how in Breath of the Wild there are the areas where basically everyone goes to, and then like there are huge areas of that game that some people don't go to until the end of the game
Yeah.
or until they have a reason to. Like the Snow Mountain in the upper
Yep.
left corner of the map is the perfect example. Like I only did that today to get a piece of this armor. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
tough.
well, yeah, because that's what I really find interesting about Breath of the Wild, and why, to an extent, I'm looking forward to replaying it, even if it's probably going to be a very long, laborious process. I mean, that game is designed to make you go east first, and I think that's really cool how they do that. Where like you don't have to do that, but if you need guidance, it's kind of like go in this direction, and then you have the option of different divine beasts that are nearby you over there, and that seems to be usually how like what I've noticed to be the general flow of the game go. Like people hit Zora first, at least, right? What did you guys hit first in Zelda?
Zora.
How can I put this? I went west first to get the Gerudo outfit, and then I was working my way back east when I decided to switch platforms, and I'm still on the plateau.
Okay, so we're about the same in that second playthrough.
Yeah.
Except
you beat the game first time. I didn't.
But yeah, I like that there's so many different options in how you can go in Breath of the Wild. And for my current playthrough, I basically just went in that in between the plateau and Hyrule Castle. That's where I got my first couple shrines, and my plan is to go to the Rito village first, and then kind of see where it goes from there.
Yeah, nice. Breath of the Wild is a very good video game.
It's like, I mean, we'll have this debate is even more so as when Xenoblade comes out. Maybe that enters the conversation. I think that Breath of the Wild is still edging out Odyssey for me, but yeah. I mean, obviously Odyssey, it's only been like 2 weeks, so I'm not gonna totally come down on that. I still need to mess around more in the post game, but I think Zelda might be the game that winds up winning the GOTY for me.
Yeah, Odyssey is a game that like I think needs to be chewed on. I think Breath of the Wild was a game that needed to be chewed on, but it also has had the benefit of 8 months since it came out.
Yeah,
like Odyssey, even though that game in a lot of ways totally feels like Breath of the Wild and Super Mario 64 put together, it still does so many different things for what Mario is supposed to be and what Mario could be and who Mario is as a character and what Mario is as a character and like what kind of surprises Nintendo is actually capable of doing in 2017. Like there's a lot to process with that game, and me just at 50 hours in, I've gotten every single moon. I'm still playing because I want to get like the full 100%. I don't know how I feel about that game yet. I'm obsessively playing it, so I think I love it, but it's just I'm so deeply engrossed by that game, and I have all these different emotions of like with almost like 1,000 moons in the game, and I'm not going to give a specific number, but with a lot of moons in the game. Some of them are bad, but some of them are amazing, but some of them are like annoying, and some of them are crazy. And then there's the story, which I haven't played for 40 hours of my game experience, so I have to replay the story to actually remember how I feel about it. And it's that game, it needs to bake before I know for sure.
Yeah. And same thing with Zelda. Like that's why people got all hyperbolic about Zelda right when it first came out. And I was like, hey, you know what? Like the game's really good, but maybe we should back off the whole like, oh, it's the best Zelda game ever made. And maybe I'm like that because I might have said some bold things when Skyward Sword came out. I still really like Skyward Sword. Might have said some things that maybe were a little hyperbolic. Like I think that the dumb thing that I said regarding Skyward Sword when it came out was, I don't know how I can ever go back to others like regular Zelda combat without motion controls.
Yeah.
And then you played Breath of the Wild.
That was dumb. Yeah, then I played Breath of the Wild. I'm like, oh, this is exactly how I can go back to playing without motion controls.
I'm so curious what the next Zelda and Mario game look like, which feels like the safest thing to be curious about in the world. But
I
they said Breath of the Wild is going to be the format for Zelda going forward, at least for a while.
I still, I mean, maybe we'll get this. Well, I kind of doubt we're going to get it. What the Champions Ballad is, or at least from what we've heard of the Champions Ballad, makes me not really that optimistic that we're going to get this with that DLC. But maybe we'll get that with a future game. I just want to see them make the Majora's Mask to Breath of the Wild's Ocarina of Time. Like, do something maybe a little more focused, a little more like story driven and designed. And I think you can, do that while then keeping an eye towards what the next big innovation for, like, the Wind Waker to Breath of the Wild's Ocarina of Time.
Right. Donald, you were saying?
I don't think we're going to see another Mario until what would be the next generation. I think Mario Odyssey is going to be it.
Oh, yeah. I'm just curious when it happens what it is.
Yeah, but I think we could see like a smaller scale version of Breath of the Wild in probably 2019, 2020.
Yeah, I think isn't the 2D team, like, because I think, if memory serves me, and I haven't poured over the Breath of the Wild credits since like March. I'm pretty sure like the dude who directed like Link Between Worlds, he wasn't really listed in the credits of Breath of the Wild in any major role, and I think there's a couple other people that had worked on Triforce Heroes, Link Between Worlds that aren't really in the credits for Breath of the Wild. So, like they're working on something else, you would imagine. Who knows what it is? And then there's Grezzo posted something where they're like, "Do you want to work on a Legend too?" And they posted the same thing for when they were working on Majora's Mask or something along those lines.
Although, didn't they help out with Legend of Legacy too?
Yeah, but like,
new
why
3DS,
would you advertise that?
Breath of the Wild, new 3DS.
Sad thing is that based on Warriors, that would work.
But like seriously, if you're like, "Hey man, come work for us. We're making the Legend of Legacy." Like the question after that is, what the hell is that? Like,
there are two people I know who would be very irrationally excited though if they announced like Legend of Legacy 2 tomorrow.
Well, I mean, dude, we're getting Alliance Alive. Like the Legend of Legacy, like really enjoyed a lot of that game. It's like that game has a lot of things that annoy me, but that developer, like that team, is making the Alliance Alive, which is coming out like Q1.
Yeah.
1-2 Switch adding video recording.
Why?
My one bullet point is what?
Yeah.
That was basically my reaction. What?
Yeah. Remember when
no
1-2
camera.
Switch
It's just
was
a
announced?
tutorial. Yeah.
And like
right next to ARMS.
Yeah, like just whose idea was that? Are they still employed? Like
it was an idea that came from good intentions, and I don't think whoever came up with that idea should lose their job. Like, I think
make a WarioWare game.
I think on paper it's a great idea for a game. I just wonder if Nintendo either they didn't go far enough, or it shouldn't have been sold as a $50 package. It should have been built into the console.
I do like their explanation for having it not built in the console is like, man, this cost money. It's like, yeah, you guys used FMV. Like,
yeah.
It's just like the only thing I would want to see with video out of 1-2 Switch is like live streams with cameras set up of people playing it, not what's on the screen in 1-2 Switch when it's being played.
Like when we played Wizard in the halls of PAX East. Or in the hotel room.
or when I witnessed people playing ping pong and fashion walking in the middle of a mall.
Yeah.
I just want Wizard on my Switch at all times. And just be like, all right, here, take the Joy-Con, go like this.
What would a sequel to 1-2 Switch be called?
3-4 Switch.
1 if by Switch, 2 if by C.
1-2 Switch, 3-4 fuck.
And there goes the clean tag.
1-2 buckle my Switch. So video recording.
3-4 on the floor.
But it's nice to see, though, the video recording is being adapted. For instance, there was a tweet from the Stardew Valley developer confirming that the patch they're submitting to Nintendo for that game, in addition to fixing some bugs, is also adding video recording.
Whoa. Well, they are?
Yeah.
I've heard that video recording is like the biggest pain in the ass to put into your game.
Hey, as somebody who just bought Stardew Valley today, I look forward to this.
Yeah, no, like that might actually be the straw that breaks the camel's back and gets me to buy Stardew Valley, even though I probably won't have time to play it. That is cool that they're adding video capture to that, because from what I hear, like on Xbox and PlayStation 4, like it's like built into the hardware of the system that like any game you can capture. With Switch, it's built into the code, and apparently it's not easy to do that.
Although they probably, I mean, Stardew Valley is one of the bigger indie games.
I think Stardew Valley, you're
going
to get your money out of it. And I mean, Nintendo's probably doing it. I mean, the 1-2 Switch thing still boggles the mind.
It's like
there's no point to have video capture for 1-2 Switch.
I can't imagine there'd be much to do in Stardew Valley either, unless you get epically shot down during a marriage proposal.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, I think Stardew Valley, like making it able to be share moments from that game makes sense. Yeah, it might not necessarily be a unique moment, because it's not like there's, this ad-libbing and random stuff that can happen in Breath of the Wild and Mario and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm watching a little bit of this Xenoblade Chronicles 2 direct again. I'm still listening at the same time, but man, that game looks good.
It looks so good.
It looks really good, and I think it's wonderful that when Xenoblade Chronicles came out in the West, and it was like kind of a big deal, but it was kind of a niche big deal, I am like grateful that Nintendo decided to pick this up and run with it as like a core franchise for them.
Yeah.
It might not pan out, but I love that they're going for it anyways.
I mean, I think it's just Monolith Monolith gave them a very good engine as to which to make other games. So they're probably just like, yeah, Takahashi, do whatever you want, man.
Yeah. No, this game looks real good. It's amazing that it comes out so soon, and that the Switch is gonna have a nice big portable console JRPG coming real soon.
And it's got a portable Western RPG coming right before that.
Oh my God, Skyrim's out next week.
Yeah, Skyrim's a good game.
So many games.
And Skyrim is apparently there's a lot of demand for it portably because it's already an eShop bestseller. It's not even out yet.
Wow.
Yeah, you want to talk about video game suicide? Go from Mario to Pokemon to Skyrim to Xenoblade in like a 3-week span.
Well, yeah. I am actually thinking I might put Skyrim on my Christmas list when I finalize it on Sunday.
That's a really good Christmas game. You never played Skyrim, right?
I tried to play it on PS3.
Nah.
I beat it on PS3. I thought it was okay. I got it for Christmas that year, so it wasn't at launch.
Yeah, I got super deep into Oblivion, but I never I got Skyrim, and I think I put like 5 hours into it, and for some reason it didn't click with me. But I have a feeling, I think the nature of the portability of the Switch is going to make me play a lot more Skyrim.
Right. Portability and I can run around and Zelda stuff. I think that makes up for the fact that I can't have the dragons going, ooh yeah.
Donald, I think I want to just save that clip and just use it for everything in my life.
I'm warming up. I'm warming up for a certain segment on December 2nd.
Oh
no! What's happening on December 2nd? I mean, we'll talk about it again at the end of the show. But what a segue, Donald! Got something cool happening. The
8th annual Child's Play telethon that we do here. Yeah, we'll be starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Saturday, December 2nd. So get Xenoblade Chronicles 2, sit down, and then put it promptly on mute, and then listen to us talk about nonsense for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And the real nonsense starts at like what 11 Eastern.
I think maybe 10, because that might be when dinosaurs are.
Well, at least with dinosaurs, you're learning something. But I have no earthly clue what James and John are going to do.
I don't know if they do either.
I just know at that point I will have already been on 3 segments, so I will be warned to bleep out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But just some of this. I mean, we're gonna have. If you've listened to the telethon before, thank you. If you donated, even more thank you. But we'll have the usual suspects. Radio Free Nintendo doing stuff. Radio Trivia Live. Will be, or I guess by we I mean the Nintendo News Report brand. Will be doing a postmortem on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yeah.
Don will be talking eShop games, and then the one we were talking about was Nintendo Mania. That Donald's going to be on. That's going to be about wrestling games and Nintendo, because WWE might be out by then on Switch.
WWE might be out on Switch, and that segment's being led by an actual wrestling news writer. So
yeah, a published wrestling book author.
Yes,
that's their very own Brian Rose.
Nice. Very nice. Let me see. We got a couple more news stories to bang out real quick. Mario's new adventure, Shadowrun Records. In the first 5 days on sale, Super Mario Odyssey over 1.1 million in just the US. Makes it the fastest selling Mario game ever. Hot off the heels of regular Sun and Moon, which were, I think, the fastest selling Nintendo games ever.
Yeah.
At least at the time. I think they still hold that record, right?
Yeah. Zelda tried, but you can't compete with like 20 times the user base at best.
Yeah. It's still got like a 1-to-1 attach rate in like the launch window period, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. But yeah, Mario Odyssey, the best-selling or the fastest-selling Mario game in the US, Canada, Europe, and Australia.
What's the one in Japan that beats it?
I would, if I had to guess, it's probably New Super Mario Brothers. But we didn't really get figures out of that. But we do know that they put up another 100,000 just last week in Japan.
Yeah, I think that Mario game is going to sell fine.
Yeah. Did you see those pictures of like the Best Buy displays where it's like 3 copies of Wolfenstein, 2 copies on Xbox One, couple copies of Assassin's Creed Origins, and then like 130 copies or something of like Mario Odyssey? And I think Wario64 posted the picture, and like there was so much Mario Odyssey that I think I counted all the games and it came out to like 15 grand's worth. But yeah, it's people love their Mario because Mario is a very lovable thing. But yeah, Odyssey's a really good game. Maybe one of the finest Mario games yet. Who knows?
We'll revisit those rankings at some point next year.
It's probably one of them. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying like it competes probably. Yeah, I want to replay 3D Land and see how I feel about that. I just played 3D World before I played Odyssey, and like I don't feel good about 3D World, especially in comparison to seeing how much character Odyssey has.
The cat suit's real cool though.
Yeah. But also it's an analog stick game that operates on a grid.
Yeah.
And it does not have a 3D camera. I'm not gonna make this the shit on Mario 3D World segment. That's also gonna be at the telethon. Just kidding.
well, I mean,
get on games that you like.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't I do something with JP Corbin on like our YouTube channel a long time ago? That was like 3D Land versus
for the review revisit. Yeah.
World
3D Land.
Alex JP. It's Super Mario 3D Land review revisit.
Yeah.
What did I give it? I gave it a 9.5. Here's what I said on 3D Land. Super Mario 3D Land is hands down my favorite game on 3DS. I still think I would say that Combining tight 3D Mario gameplay with 2D Mario sensibilities is an excellent enough idea, but EAD Tokyo truly earns their grand slam with a plethora of content, a refreshingly brisk level structure, and new types of 3D powered level design never before possible on any other system or Mario game. It's simple and pure in a way Nintendo games haven't been in a long time, and as far as I'm concerned, it's one of Mario's finest outings. It's actually a really tight paragraph. I'm pretty proud of that. 9.5 I gave it. JP gave it a 10. Nice. I think he argued for 3D World. Anyways, it's beside the point. We're running out of content for the show anyways. It's fine. We talked about Mario's newest adventure. Switch is selling real well. Nintendo raised their expectations to 14 million.
So it'll outsell the Wii U.
Yeah.
It's not a question of if they get close to their expectations. It's not a question of do they outsell the Wii U this fiscal year. Is do they do it by the end of the calendar year?
Yeah.
Right. Which
so
I would bet money on.
So the expectations are 14 million by the end of the calendar year.
Of the fiscal year by end of March. So
yeah, because what the Wii U wound up at 13.7.
13.62 I think was the number.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll say 13.7 for sake of rounding.
Yeah, for the 15 that got sold in the past 6 months.
No, that sounds about right for Japan. But yeah, so if they,
I mean, it's nuts that the Switch will very likely outsell the entire the every Wii U ever bought in America or in the world. Yeah, there will be a Switch to complement it.
Yeah.
Well, and the Wii U's still getting games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just Dance.
Lords of Thunder.
Oh yeah, that too.
The Wii is still getting Just Dance.
Yeah. The Wii's going to get Just Dance next year because the Wii version of Just Dance 2018 was still the best-selling version in Europe.
Mm. All right, I think I think when I start talking about Just Dance, that's when I'm about ready to go to bed.
Go read David Lloyd's Just Dance review. It's real fun.
The only last thing I wanted to touch on is that I actually did play some Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Downloaded that APK, playing the Australian version. It's totally what they said it was. Like, it feels like Animal Crossing. It has some of the Animal Crossing charm. It's a little more limited compared to Animal Crossing, but that's to be expected. Two biggest complaints. The mobile in-game timers are very frustrating, and you hit a wall quite quickly. You also hit a wall on the premium currency quite quickly. And the charm, the funny, cute dialogue, there's a little bit of that, but most of it is, do you have 3 berries for me? Yes or no? And then you finish the fetch quest. Like most of the dialogue that you love in an Animal Crossing game isn't there. And I think the unfortunate thing about it is that when you start playing Pocket Camp, you're totally like, oh yeah, this is like a real Animal Crossing game on mobile. Maybe they don't even need another Animal Crossing game. That'd be crazy. But then you play it and like after a while you're like, no, all the mobile stuff is here. It looks like an Animal Crossing game, but at the end of the day, it's another mobile game where you fill progress bars. And
I'll keep playing Egg Inc.
Bars. Yeah. What are you playing?
Well, I haven't played as much recently, but my wife's been playing it consistently for a year.
What is it?
Egg Inc.
What is it?
It's a pretty good clicker.
Okay. I like that there are good and bad clickers.
I went through when Nintendo announced that they were doing mobile stuff, I was like, I gotta start playing mobile games now. Like, I just want to know like what's out there and like experiment with a lot of them. And I found out that like, give me the right clicker, and that's a great thing to have on my phone.
There's a Switch game coming out that is based on a free mobile game that I played on iPad and I had a great time with. The English version is called like Hidden My Game by Mom.
Oh yeah.
Mom Hid My Game.
Mom Hid My Game, I guess, is the actual good finalized title. That's like totally free, and there's a sequel to it, and it's awesome. And if you have, I think, either platform, you should play both of those games for free right now. And more than that, that developer puts out this super wacky Japanese mobile game stuff that has like, it has a very like Japanese sense of humor. And good stuff. Or if you don't have any kind of mobile stuff, look forward to Mom Hid My Game, assuming it doesn't cost too much because it's free everywhere else.
Yeah. I want to say I saw $10 for that game.
Yeah, I bet you did.
When it was revealed during the Nindies showcase.
That's the one. Did they have a date for that? Or obviously not, but
I think it was
just
just 2017.
Yeah, and we've seen that 2017 is a very fluid date, as it turns out.
Yeah, yeah, that's Sausage Sports Club, the finest in wiener shaped animals like hitting each other and playing sports. That Switch game is got delayed to 2018.
As did Toe Jam and Earl, I believe.
Yeah.
But hey, both of those Brigade's a week and a half away.
Yeah, I mean, but like that's the thing with Sausage Sports Club, which is a goofy local multiplayer game that I think looks real fun. We have it's a one-man developer. We have a fun interview with him from I think mid-September. And Toe Jam and Earl, like I really like that old Toe Jam and Earl. So the fact that they're making one that's basically like, it's just like that one that came out, 25 years ago. And we made a new one of those, and it's coming out in 2018.
Yeah. Super Beat Sports did actually come out though.
Yeah, that did. I think we should have a review of that very soon. Jared is playing it.
Do we know if it's good yet? Because I like harmonics usually.
And it's basically like harmonics made Rhythm Heaven, which to me seems like that should work.
But there multiplayer?
There is a demo of it. I believe it came out in Europe today. I don't know if it came out here, but you can get it on the European eShop.
Is it single player too?
I think it's single player.
Okay, it's because every trailer of that game is like multiple people playing together, which I know it's a Switch. Anyways, that's beside the point. I can play the demo and tell you about it next week. I'm tired. I haven't slept in like 36 hours.
I want to try it.
Yeah, I want to try that too, maybe before bed. Anyways, that's our show. Thank you so much. Look forward to the telethon. Announcement post is coming very soon.
Yeah, it'll probably be up tomorrow. So if you're listening to this after the fact,
also
go check NintendoReport.com.
Also, one other thing we should plug, Neil. This Saturday, friend of the show.
That's a good call.
McNulty will be doing her Extra Life stream, a 12-hour version of it, from what is it? 10, I think it's 10 a.m. Central Time for quite a long time. You can make her play Sonic 06 or Bubsy if you donate. Use that power wisely, and Neil and I will be on for a segment. Rolling back the Wii eulogy.
Yeah, rolling out the barrel for the old Wii U again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be on it from 12 to 2 Eastern, and then like 5 to 6 Eastern. Yeah, we're also doing. I think the 5 to 6 hour is playing Switch online games, and I guess commentating over it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be on for the second. I believe it's the second hour with you, Neil, and then I'll be back later on in the evening with a look back at the PS3. That'll be a fun segment.
Yeah. What a life the PS3 had. You know what? Let's get into that right now. Just kidding.
It only died this year.
Yeah. Patreon.com/NWR. Support the site that supports this show. Hey. Also, listen to No Free Time Radio, Donald's other podcast. That's at NFR Podcast on Twitter. Follow Donald on Twitter at DonaldMick, DonaldMick. Follow me on Twitter at CULAFIA. Follow Neil on Twitter at Enron10. That's our show. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.